Okay, before we start with this video, I want to start out by saying that I've been trying to record this video for like 2 hours and there has been nothing but interruptions from outside and the inside. There's a lot of noise, a lot of music playing, so I just can't stop recording anymore. Like I have only half the battery left, so I'm just gonna roll with it. There's gonna be a lot of sound. I'm sorry. I see the camera that is already red, so I don't even have that much battery left, so we're gonna have to roll with it. So hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Film Talk. Today we're gonna talk about Work It. Work It is a Netflix film that usually will go off the radar for almost everybody, but not for me, because all I had to do was hear that it was about dancing and that it had Jordan Fisher. You already have me in. So what is Work It? Well, Work It is a story that revolves around this character that is named Quinn, who's played by Sabrina Carpenter, and she's like this typical straight A student, and she does like a lot of extracurricular work, just building her resume up so that she can get accepted to like the best college out there. And when she finally goes and applies for the college and goes to the interview, the interviewer tells her that that is the same boring thing everybody has told her, and that she was expecting for something different, like some like personality. And then she starts talking about dance team that is on her school, which she helps on the lights, on the lighting, like she's the lighting technician for them. And then she hears that and she was like, yeah, I'm part of the crew, which is technically not, she's technically not lying, but she's doing the lighting. So then she lies about her position. She says that she's on the dance team and that she's like an illuminator, that she keeps things lit, you know. So after this, she decides to audition, which before this she was fired from the position of the lighting technician. So she goes and auditions, and the team leader is played by Keenan. And if you have watched the CW DC series, he is the one that played Kid Flash on The Flash. So he is like an asshole in this movie, and he only cares about himself and how he looks in front of the crowd. So he doesn't really care about his dancers. So and also Quinn's best friend is on this dance team, and when she auditioned, when Quinn auditioned, the Keenan was mocking her, telling her like, why don't you just make your own dance team? So she does. She goes out with her best friend and start making their own dance team, starting to recruit people from here and there, from different backgrounds and all that. And the team is based on, even if you don't dance, we can teach you how to dance, which is technically true, but there's only like one person on the whole team that can dance. So she builds like this, she does some research and all that just to make her like to make up like the team, like a perfect team. And she said that she needs a choreographer, so she starts looking for Jake Taylor, who is played by Jordan Fisher. The reason why I watched this film is Jordan Fisher. It's plain and simple. And so we finally get to see Jordan Fisher. He's actually teaching on an academy. She starts stalking him, and then she goes in. She tells him that she's building a team. He's not interested and all that. But you know, she starts like going to classes, the kids' classes, and learning how to dance. And he was like, nah, like what are you doing here? And he then starts helping her team. But he says that if you get through the qualifiers, I'm going to be the choreographer of your team. So they get through the qualifiers by technicality, but it's technically okay. So they get to the second round, so he decides to be their choreographer. So he decides to be the choreographer for their last show at Work It, which is the main dancing competition, which they win. Obviously, it's the main crew. And let's talk about the dancing and the music. I watched this movie without any high expectations on it being serious, and the movie knows itself that is not serious. It's like this cliche stuff and cheesy lines and all that. Um, it being a Netflix series, you know that the whole meme about Netflix is that they sexualize everything. So there are a couple of things that feel like that they're sexualizing things, and there are some adult jokes that, for me personally, they didn't land. But I came here just for the music and the dancing, and just like that, it was like a good time watching this movie. Like I was smiling almost every moment, and one of the things that I want to talk about is like, so when Quinn is like doing her research, looking for Jake Taylor, we get the, like this. She stumbles upon this video of him and his crew dancing. Which, if you look closely, I was there. I was there in the back. If you look closely, I was there. And if you don't believe me, well, here are like 10 seconds of the choreography so that you know that I was there, and I do still know it. So after seeing that performance, I had like a lot of high expectations for the dancing, especially knowing that the one who choreographed that, especially that scene that is, for me, is like that is the best dance performance in the whole movie, and that performance, I know that it was choreographed by Dietrich, which is someone that was on the show that I mentioned before. He was the fourth season champion of America's Best Dance Crew. And if you watch that whole scene, then you know, if you have watched anything of Dietrich, then you can totally tell that he choreographed that, because it has some team formations that, and the best thing that he does is team formations and all of that. So there was a lot of that on that performance. I was there, so I would know. So yeah, when I saw that, I had like a lot of expectations also for the end, but the end, it was like kind of like the way they started, it was like very loose, like everybody was doing their own thing, you know, like it's almost like one of those circles. It was more like one of those circles that they do on parties and all that, where someone dances and they are like, hey, yeah, like hyping them up. And so it was like that for a bit, but after the middle, like they started dancing all together. But I was actually expecting more formations. I feel like they kept it like too safe. But I don't really know how like the skill level of everybody who was dancing. I know that Jordan Fisher is like a great dancer, and so yeah, I was actually expecting a lot more on that. But I also want to mention that even though I do think that the last performance choreography was a little bit weak, a little bit more safe, on a story standpoint, it does check out that they would dance like that, like a choreography like that, because of their skill level. But since we're talking about winning a competition, that's why I feel like a little unsatisfied with that choreography in the end. So, with all of this in mind, I give this movie the rating of 7.5 scrubs out of 10. So yeah, work it. It's not a movie to take seriously, but if you want to have like a good time watching a movie, and if you're like me, that every time you watch like a musical or like a dance movie, like you get in the mood, then you're totally gonna want to watch this film just for the heck of it. Like, why not? It's just like a feel-good movie. So if you watch Work It, tell me what you thought about it on the comments below. And when all is said and all is done, I hope I'll see you on the next video.